I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
The recording
Who
is
are
in
we?
progress. Who are we? We're the two Al's.
What are we
One
doing?
pod.
Huh?
Al Romas, right there.
Hmm.
Al Ducharme. Two L's. We have one podcast. That's it. We're not like these guys with 15 podcasts, 3 podcasts. No.
It's hard enough doing one. Where I'm in Clearwater, Florida. I don't know where you are. You're
I'll
6
tell you
hours
where I
ahead,
am.
I believe. Where are you?
I'm 6 hours ahead of you. I'm in Norway.
Norway. Wow.
Yes. I've never been to Norway.
Why?
This is my first time. Why are you there?
Yeah.
I'm on a cruise
Why?
ship. We were in Amsterdam 2 days ago, which I love. Love Amsterdam. I spent overall maybe 3 months in Amsterdam. I did a Heineken
In your
tour
lifetime.
in my lifetime. I had a flat for a
Okay.
month right there in the heart of Amsterdam.
Uh-huh.
I spent a couple of weeks in Rotterdam separate times. So yeah, and then some
Why
other
were you
times.
living in Amsterdam? What was happening?
It was called the Heineken tour, one of them.
Oh,
This is like
uh-huh.
15, 20 years ago. Holy shit.
Oh. For a month? The tour was a
Yep.
month?
Yep.
Oh.
So you'd perform at the Comedy Cafe in the heart of Amsterdam, right down the road from Chicago Boom, which is a big improv comedy club, world renowned. But on the second and third weeks, you have a guy in a van drive you to various cities around the Netherlands or Holland. And
Mm-hmm.
we'd go 2 3 hour drives and we
Mm.
perform in these smoke-filled clubs because you could smoke indoors at the time. And they'd serve free Heineken, all young people, 20s and 30s.
Right.
And we'd do our shtick. And they loved the American stand-up comedy. So we'd have sometimes we have a couple of Dutch comedians who are awful. They're much
Yeah,
better now because they've gotten rid of a lot of English-speaking comedians. So you know that
the Dutch are not known to be funny.
well, they have more of a sense of humor than the Germans, even though they're one
Oof.
Hitler away from
Yeah,
Germany.
yeah. But the Dutch, I don't know. The Dutch, they just don't seem like they have a funny bone.
They do,
Remember Austin
but it's
Powers?
Dutch
He's
humor.
Dutch. Isn't that weird?
Yes. They've learned to acclimate with the stand-up comedy because we were crushing it as American.
Yeah.
They had to translate some of the places. Although in the big cities, English is their second language. You know, it's a lot of Brits here too. But they had to translate when you went to these other places. And then I did a local TV show, and then they aired it. They pre-recorded it, and then they aired it later. And they would put the subtitles up in English, but the Dutch were laughing before the punchline. I'm sorry, they put the subtitle up in Dutch. That's what I meant to say.
All right.
And the Dutch that I was sitting with at someone's house, there was like 10 or 15 of us watching the show that I just taped a couple hours prior. And they were all laughing because they put the punchline up before the punchline.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. Who were the other comics on this? Like anyone? Any names?
That you would know?
we
Big
go,
names?
oh.
No, but names that you
Well, I
would
would-
know. Wally Collins. Do you know Wally Collins?
Wally Collins, sure. Yeah, yeah. New
Okay,
York
so Wally Collins and I
favorite.
we lived together in a flat for a month.
Yeah.
That was great. Good
Is he
times. Loved it.
still around? He was always, MC at different clubs
He's a big
in New
corporate
York.
act. He does
Always
a lot
around.
of corporate shows. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, he does well. He does well in the corporate scene.
Yeah.
He does a lot of
Yeah, it
master
was just
ceremonies, award shows, and stand up. So he mixes it.
Yeah, I was texting with Olivia the other day. She was asking me about corporate shows and blah blah blah. And I was just saying how, they're great money, but generally you suck. And you gotta go in knowing this is probably gonna suck and get through it. And people get good at the way they can handle it, or as good as you can get. If you do one or two a year, I just never got good at it. You know what I mean? The idea of it doesn't matter how much how much they're spending. It doesn't matter. There's still only a handful of people there who've ever heard of the guy, even if they're big acts. They spend big money. David Spade, they'll pay 500 grand. He's still on the podcast talking about there's guys at the bar just mingling
Talking.
and nobody cares.
I don't know about 500
gives a
grand, but
shit?
certainly 50 to 100
Uh,
grand.
He gets more than that.
You think so?
He gets more. Yeah. Oh, hell.
I know because Leno was
corporate.
getting 350 corporate.
Yeah. But Spade is hotter than Leno if you're going to have a corporate gig, I would think.
When?
You know what I mean? Now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's making a movie with, what's his name? Theo Vaughn. He's got a Netflix or a Prime special.
Who? Vince
Spade.
Vaughn?
Theo Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn? He's making a movie with him?
They wrote a movie together, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's being filmed right now as we speak. Bus Boys is the name.
You have your finger on the pulse, my friend.
I do. I spend my time, going down a lot of different holes. But I listen to a lot of podcasts. And that's why.
I didn't
Actually, you know
that.
what I do? I listen to more clips now. TikTok, little minute clip. I do that. And then
I'm still not on
leads me
TikTok.
if I like it.
I have the app. I have a registered account.
Yeah, you should get
it. I got locked out of my account for a while. Didn't, I had to go through like all these hoops and loops. And then I'm like, it says, did you forget your password? I go, I guess I did. The one that I put in my fucking memory. So I gave up on it. And then they were talking about, banning it and blocking it in the States.
Yeah.
And that never happened. Oh, it happened for like 24 hours, didn't it?
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah. We know who's, okay. Yeah, well, speaking of hoops and loops and all that, I was on the ship, whatever it was, 10 days ago. I dropped my phone in the sink.
Your brand new one?
No, my old phone. This is why I had to get a new phone. But I thought I had. It was a series of events. But I dropped the phone in the sink, so it's underwater. So I'm like, oh fuck. And I got like 4 or 5 days left on the cruise. What's the matter, Al? You look confused.
Why was your sink full of water?
I was shaving.
Okay.
And then I had my phone to the left and shaving. And then something ended and I went to hit I think I hit skip actually on a video.
And it went to thunk.
And it slid and it just sunk to the bottom. And I was like, fuck. And then I got it out of the thing, dried it off, I blew dry it, did the whole thing. I didn't have rice, but that's been a lot of people say no good anyway. So I had the blow dryer out, the whole thing. And there was water under the screen. It's not to protect the real screen. You could see it bubbling.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And my camera was all blurry. And FaceTime wouldn't work anymore. Face ID wouldn't work. So I figured, well, I got to get a new phone, when I get home. So anyway, it got pretty good, dried out. It was working okay, not bad. And then when I got home, I went to get a new phone. And it turned out, because I have to turn in the old phone, you know what I mean, to get the new phone. So I bought the new phone.
The one they throw in the bin?
Well, I bought it at Costco, and they're like, "Oh, you get $100 off your phone if you return."
No matter what
the
condition, yeah.
Right, and then you get $300 Costco card. It was like a lot of. So I go, all right, I'll do that.
Wow, you made out like a bandit on that.
Yeah, pretty good. If you're gonna look for a new phone, Costco is not bad. But anyway, so I had to call Apple, and say, I need to close out this phone, but I can't close it out because Face ID isn't working because I got it wet. And the guy was great. He goes, I don't think it's because of the water. It sounds like a software. Maybe
it sounds like your face.
Yeah, you have it updated.
He said, "Did you have your eyes done recently?"
Yes, that was. It's not recognizing. So, yeah. So
Al had an eye procedure performed recently. If you're just listening, but go ahead.
So anyway, he walks me through it, and we ended up getting it to work, the Face ID. So it wasn't the water; it was the software that hadn't been updated, and I didn't have enough room to update it because
you ran out of memory.
Full. Right. So anyway,
you forgot you didn't have enough memory.
I never remember that. Memory half almost full. Um, so anyway, I get the new phone, but I really didn't need to get the new phone, even though I did need. It's an 11. It's been old, and
It's
you know,
time.
it was time. But I like that $79 a month payment. I'll tell you that much, because it was paid off and all that shit. So anyway, got the new phone
800
and
bucks.
$600 for
Oh,
the the 16, not the Pro,
yeah, but you got a
but the
discount
16.
because of Costco. Is that what you're factoring all that in?
No, it was $600 before the discount,
Really?
before the hundred
I
dollar gift, which I haven't gotten yet, but the $100 gift card, and then the 300 in 3 months I get a $300 gift card for Costco
really.
to be used
So
there
so
only.
but I thought because I was just looking and it said 7.99
Yeah,
at the website. So was there a sale?
it didn't seem to be. I just walked around Costco and saw T-Mobile and walked up.
That's what I have,
Didn't notice
T-Mobile.
any.
Oh, maybe I'll go through T-Mobile.
Yeah,
All right, go ahead.
I
Continue
don't
with your
know. But
story.
are you a Costco member?
I'm not.
Well, then you can't even fucking think about this story. Don't even think about this story. You're not allowed in.
I'm not a
You're
member.
not.
I'm
You're
I'm
not
not,
in the. You're not a
yeah.
member. We're members. I don't know why. We go once a year, and
Get
you know.
toilet paper.
Although I use the, you know what, gas isn't bad. I fill up it there.
Yeah,
It's pretty
there's
cheap.
50
It's
people in line and you waste 4 hours and then you save 10 cents a gallon. It's great.
yeah, exactly. But it's you feel good about it. So anyway, got the phone, and then of course we've been trying to pod now for 2 days because my mic, these microphones. I'm telling you, I should just spend some money and get a real fucking mic. You know, these $30 microphones. I've got two of them here. These, I'm back to my old one. And then
Mm.
the new one, the tabletop, there seems to be some problem with the connection. You can't hear me. I can't hear myself. It's fucking annoying, to be honest. So
Well,
now I'm on the laptop with the old mic. Yeah.
most things are made in China. The high end stuff is made in China and the
Yeah.
low end stuff is made in China. So when you
Yes.
see these prices, 30, 40, $50 for a microphone
Yeah.
versus 100, 200, 500, 1,000,
Yeah.
you're traveling. It
Yep.
sounds great, but the
I know.
longevity. Did you squeeze out a year and a half on the first one? A year and a
This
half?
well, these two mics have worked since day one, pretty much. They've been the originals. But this one, the tabletop, the Zeal sound,
They
I
shit the bed.
I think I got one podcast out of it. Maybe
No,
two.
you did too, but we had some, I think it was
All right,
cables,
two.
but now I'm thinking it's the internal connector
Yeah.
on the Zeal mic. So, all right, so you're gonna straighten it out. But you had problems with your old microphones too with cables.
Oh, I got a
And
lot of problems, buddy.
I said
Yeah.
always take an extra cable in case eventually they break.
Got an extra cable, got extra mics, and yeah, I'd love to travel with shit. And but I've been home for 10 days, so it's been nice.
Oh, Kelly is ready for a
Um,
break. Get on the
oh,
ship.
she wants me the fuck out of here. God damn. She used to hide it well, but now she didn't even
No,
hide it now.
no, no, it's a different
Just
thing.
get the fuck out. All right. I was looking for I was driving around yesterday. I was looking for I put in cigars near me, thinking maybe there's a new cigar shop in town and I'll stop in and visit. And this thing comes up, Circus Cigars, mile and a half away from where I was. Circus Cigars. And it looks huge. The pictures are huge. So I go, well, I'll drive over there for God's sake. So I drive over, and it's off the beaten path. It's almost like I felt like walking in, like it was going to be like a Pulp Fiction in the in the store, in the, what do you call that store? The Army Navy
Oh,
store, where they're
oh,
going to just,
where they had the assault in the basement.
yeah,
Zed,
yeah, one of those. Because
Zed's dead, sweetheart,
yes, that's dead.
baby.
I walk in, and it's the door makes that noise with the bells, and
Ding, ding, ding,
there's
ding.
no one really there, and it's like,
And someone goes,
hmm,
get him.
a little weird. It was just like, what the fuck is going on here? So then, but anyway, this guy pops out named Charlie, and he's an ex Long Island guy, and he's like every reason I moved from Long Island. You know what I mean? He's the worst, and you can tell. I mean, this is my $1.99 psychologist report on Charlie. He's failed at everything.
Oh,
Divorced a couple times. Now he's in Tampa. I mean Clearwater, and this is it. This is the last chance.
this is
Got his
last run.
job. He's the general manager of Circus Cigars.
Oh,
You
he's
know
not
what I
even the
mean?
owner.
No, that's Rick. He's the owner. Rick's his man though, his boy. So anyway, we're talking. He goes, Al, I can send one of these guys. I go, me. I'm just like kid in the candy store. Let me just look around, and
Hmm.
I don't need you. And he goes, Al, you have to do the names, this fucker, and everything, but hug each other. And then I go, okay, well, I'm good. Just take a look around a little bit. He goes, Al, I can tell you're a lot like me. Where you from? All right, so we do that. Then he goes, hey, let me ask you something, Al. One of those guys who use your name like every half minute,
Hmm.
which
Hmm.
what the fuck?
Personalizing it.
So yeah, where it's so weird though. And then anyway, he goes, go to restaurant here, Al. What's your go to restaurant? And I go, Tampa. I go probably Charlie's. Good choice. Yep, Charlie's. All right, Al. What's your two sides? Give me your two go to sides. I'm like, what am I doing?
Wait, his
I
name
just
is
want to get a
Charlie,
couple of. His name is Charlie, and I'm talking
and
about
he's
Charlie's restaurant. Yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. There's the two Charlies,
Oh yeah,
two
yeah,
two
yeah.
Al's, one pod, two
Two
Charlies,
L's,
one cigar shop.
two Charlie.
You see
I
where
didn't
I
even
was
think
going,
about that.
right? Did you see
Yeah,
why?
I didn't even. I don't know. I didn't even think about
I try
that.
not to interrupt so you get your whole story, but you know,
Microphone is again. I'm getting weird noises in here,
I
but
can hear
if you're
you,
not,
so
that's fine. Okay.
no issue on this end.
So I go. I go. What? Like I'm not. Because I'm getting annoyed. I go. What? He goes. Two sides. What's your go to? Two sides. I don't know. I go asparagus and baked potato. Okay. Yeah. Al. We're
Next question. Next question. He says, "How do you feel about showering with a man?"
Yeah, I mean it was a little strange. The whole thing was but he just and those guys they just follow you. He's
Oh,
walking
it's too
right next
much.
to me and
I get
then
that in
they
Puerto
ask you,
Rico, by the way. When I go into Puerto Rico,
oh
they're
yeah.
like on me, and I
Yeah.
turn to them. I go, "I'm not Puerto Rican." I gotta edit that out. I gotta cut
No,
that.
why
I'm
would you
cutting that out.
dude, guy says one funny thing in 3 years and he's like, I'm gonna edit it out. Get out of here. You're keeping that. That stays in, you
That's not gonna
bastard.
be a clip, though. I'll tell you that.
Ah, why not?
Ah,
They don't steal is what you're okay. Anyway, so I want to get at now. So everything he's done is the opposite of what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? As a general manager, I want to get the hell out of here now. I just want to run out and never see him
hmm.
again. Plus, they made the lounge, which is anyone if you're a cigar lounge person, they made the like a semicircle with the chairs instead of just having your own. So it's like you
You're
sit down
forced.
and you have to be involved in the conversation. It's like an intervention almost, or it just doesn't work. And most guys, especially guys alone, they're on their phone. They're doing something. They don't want
Right.
to. You can be friendly and go, "Hey, how are you?" But we don't. I'm not going to converse with you for 2 hours here. You know.
Hmm.
And that's how that was set up. And I think that was all Charlie. That was all his
Okay.
deal.
So what happened to number one cigar? I thought that was your go-to place.
Number one cigar.
You're usually the only one. It's so funny. It's weird because you're the only one there. And he
I
goes, "This
know.
is
I'm
weird.
number
I'm the
one.
only one in there." And then you go to another place and you go, "I just want to be left alone." You got a semicircle. I don't want
Yeah,
make up your
I know.
mind, Romas.
Well, that's why I love the cathedral because you get a little of both. You're
You got
alone,
little
but it's not
pockets.
crowded.
You can
Nice
choose.
chair
You
by
can
yourself.
socialize. You can do the
Right.
solo. You can do the loner area. You can order the
Exactly.
coffee. You can order. They have the booze there too.
Full bar. Yeah. Full
And then,
bar.
or what do they have? A food truck outside?
Well, that's but weird. They have the food truck as but they have a fence now in front of it. So I think that got affected by the whole outdoor thing that they have where you can't be outside because of noise and a bar. They were selling booze outside. So now they have a fence in front
Oh,
of the food truck.
Oh,
So I don't know if the food truck is completely out of business or only open there when they have a big event, maybe inside.
right.
But it's I don't know because the last few times I was there, it was just a fence and it was nothing happening there. But anyway, I won't be going back to Circus cigars. Plus, the prices were not good. I mean, I've smoked so many hand rolled cigars lately that are great, and they're in the $5, $6, $7, and I'm like, for quantity over quality, a lot of times on a cruise. And they didn't have that kind of thing. You know what I mean? He's pushing me on $15
He's
sticks I
markup.
never heard of.
Yeah, he's marking up
You
shit.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a
If you
car
if you
salesman. I
a
mean,
guy like you're pretty familiar with a lot of different cigars, and you're pretty open minded to be willing to try something new. But if he's pushing you on a bunch of stuff that you've never seen or heard of,
yeah,
and the prices
yeah,
aren't great, that's a big upsell. He's trying to
yeah.
make a
It was
profit.
definitely the feeling of being at with a used car salesman, and you got to get out of there.
Don't like it.
Nope.
Don't like the
And
pushy.
that's the opposite of the cigar experience. When you go in there, like Cathedral, they just go, "How you doing? If you need help, let me know." They don't come in the humidor with you, and that's the way it should be. If you need help, let me know,
The guy
which is
across
perfect.
the street from me, which is Havana, in Studio City, California, not the best prices. It's California. Those prices they pay, the
Mm,
taxes. They stopped carrying certain brands because now what are you doing? Now I did hear that.
that's what I've been
Yeah, yeah. Now I lost you. I don't even have you now.
now.
Yeah, I got you now.
All right, I'll leave it alone.
Try
What
not.
were you saying? The prices, Cali prices.
Yeah, those import state taxes on tobacco. These all the guys are saying at different shops. He goes, no, we don't carry it anymore because the state imposes different prices on different cigar makers, and when they reach a certain point, I can't.
Yeah.
No one's going to buy them, so I don't carry them anymore.
Well, you asked about number one. I was at number one cigar the other day, and the bag I used to get like a five. You were there when I
Yeah,
got the first time I saw that. I
$18 or
think it was
something.
18 bucks, five sticks,
Yeah.
Maduro, and that was like 20, whatever it was like 27 or 20, it was almost 30 bucks now.
What?
That bag, yeah,
40% more?
uh, tariffs. That's what I heard.
They're using
Tariffs.
the tariff.
That's what
Wow.
he was the father. She didn't say anything. He made a point
Are
of
they
telling me there's
Chinese?
tariffs. Uh,
They're Asian, I know,
yeah,
but are they
they're
Chinese?
Asian. I don't know which one they are, to be honest. Oh no, well he makes a hell of a Vietnamese cold
Oh,
coffee, so
Vietnamese.
maybe
Okay.
Vietnamese. I'm gonna go with.
Yeah. Wow. So
But
you're like, well,
yeah,
if I'm going to
so
pay that kind of money, I'm going to get, a name brand, right?
right. Well, that's
I'll go to
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
Davidoff.
And my point is, yeah, I go there to not spend 30 bucks for five cigars because I was getting a hell of a deal. That's why I'm
Mhm.
back, and there's no deal here. This is so. I was like, okay,
So you say
I'll see you.
40% tariff? You're passing that on to your customer? You're not going to you're not going to
Tariffs.
suck up 10% and pass 30 on to your customer?
Yeah. Meanwhile, then I get the large Vietnamese cold coffee, and it was like $11 or something. I mean, it was crazy. It was like, is that a
What?
tariff too? It was very pricey. I don't know what for a for a
When I
cold
went there
coffee.
with you some 6, 7 months ago,
Yeah.
we got those fine hand rolled cigars on the cheap,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Mm-hmm.
woman made me a special tea. She like took
Mm-hmm.
like 12 minutes to
That's
make me,
right.
and she came
She
in
liked you.
bunga bunga bunk bunk like a concubine, bunga bunga bunk 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 bunk
I
bunk,
don't think there
and
was
she
music. She entered.
all right. Well, she gave it to me.
Da, 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 da.
Maybe it was Fleetwood Mac
That's
playing on the
I'm turning
speakers.
Japanese for God's sake.
I know. It's Japanese and they're Vietnamese.
Do 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 do
It's
do
Asian.
do do do. Ancient Chinese secret.
Well, anyways, it was delightful, and it was like $5 or four
Yes.
bucks. And
But
I'm
it
like,
don't you
that's it?
find that's always the case? All the great places you find something, it's like a little fucking secret. You go, ooh, look at this little the deals here and the coffee and the tea. And then you go back 6 months later and it's $82 and it's not as good. I mean,
Because
it's
they
the way it
pull you
is.
back in. Yeah,
They
all
pull
too
me
common.
back in. I know. I know.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, so you're in
Norway.
Norway.
Yes, and I
Now, are
told
your
you already. I
shows
can't
done? Do you
remember.
have shows?
I have two tonight. Matter of fact, it's 5:17 p.m. here, so I have one at 7, one at 9. I have a night
You're
off, and then I have
six
a late
hours
night.
ahead.
I'm 6 hours ahead.
And these are family friendly shows this evening?
The first two are going to be family friendly repeat shows, and then I get to do. But I always go to the
Cut loose.
supermarket when I'm in certain countries
Oh,
and
what
buy
is
their
that?
basic. That's their basic dock
3L?
roast coffee, and I think it
Uh-huh.
was probably like $7 or $8. But this in the States, $12 to $15. So that's
Right.
what I do, and I throw it in my luggage. I also, when I was in Amsterdam, I went to the
Windows, the
Rembrandt.
red light district.
Yeah, I picked up my mother because she had the night
Oh,
shift.
what
The
the?
day shift. She
That's
had the day
out.
shift. I meant. Oh, it's
Oh, the
funnier when you
day.
say
Well,
day
mom's
shift.
on the days now. That's
Yeah,
sad.
she. They don't
That's
put her
the
at
end.
night. Yeah,
It's too bad.
they move you to the day shift. It's
It's
slower.
nah.
Yeah,
Well, so she. All right.
there we go. So I went to the Rembrandt immersion adjacent to the Rembrandt Museum,
Eh.
and
Okay.
I did a little. Have you been done the immersion or the immersive museums where the like? I went to the Van Gogh one in Los
No,
Angeles.
I've seen it. I've
It
seen
was
it online. It looks
amazing.
pretty cool.
It was
Yeah.
amazing. The one in Los Angeles was amazing. It was like one of these. Uh, I don't know. It was like an old factory converted into these open spaces, and you
Hmm.
sit and they play the music and the pictures, the paintings come alive with this AI. It's unbelievable. So, anyways, I did a smaller version of that for Rembrandt in Amsterdam, and they gave me an AI picture of myself. So it looks like a
Wow.
1680s, 1690s painting
Yes,
of
it does. It
myself.
looks like
It
yeah. It looks like
does it
you're at
look
work.
authentic? Now, if you're on the
Look,
Patreon, you're going to see
yeah.
this.
That looks cool. That looks
It's
like
it's kind of cool, isn't it?
you just took a break painting the ceiling of a maybe of a church of some kind, and yeah,
I made the cut.
that's not
Do
bad.
I? Who do I hear? Do I hear Teddy in the background barking?
Oh, I believe that's Ted in the background. Yeah, yeah. Who
Is he
knows?
waiting
We
for you
don't
to
know.
take him out for the walk?
And he's been out. I don't know. This dog. These breed the cockapoo, big barkers, but
I didn't know that.
we didn't do any research
No,
before adopting. So yeah, I didn't know it either. But the smaller dogs, they're all like I've always had big dogs. They're not yappers. Teddy's a yapper. Uh,
it
but he's lost
depends.
5 pounds. Kelly took and put him on a bit of a diet, and
Oh, good.
he's lost 5. He's looking good. Um, Speaking of diet, not diet, not really, but I'm just looking at my notes. I was in Dunkin' Donuts in Canaveral last week before I
Dunkin' Donuts, it's worth
hit
the
the
trip.
road. Is that their song, or are you making that up?
From when I was a kid, yeah.
I don't remember it. I don't remember that
Well, I was
Duncan
from New
having
England, so by the time you got Dunkin', it was like head on
right,
down to Dunkin' Five right now.
right. You
Two
had
for
it as
one.
small town kind of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, yeah. Um, but the girl behind the counter had those stars all over her face. Have you seen this?
I've seen it.
They're like stickers,
Yeah,
and they're. Do you know what those are?
AIDS covering up
Those
the
are
AIDS.
zits, but yeah, it could be
They're covering the
AIDS. But
zits.
zits. Do you think that looks better than zits? I
I
mean,
think
I
it
thought
drew.
it looked
It's.
ridiculous. It looked like she had a child who put stickers all over her face before she went to work. I
It's.
don't
I
know.
think it's an option that's trending right now, and
I don't like it.
I don't like. I don't like to see zits either. But are you
Yeah.
drawing attention to it? What is it?
I
What's
guess if
happening?
you're handing the donuts, though, you can't have the zits.
Yeah,
But
especially if you get
I
the
thought,
Boston cream pie donut, and someone's got a big white head. First of all, if you got a white head, you got to pop that shit.
it was
You got
that
to.
laugh. I know a kid named Joe Whitehead. That's a tough one to go through life.
Oh wow, with acne.
Junior high, high school, Whitehead.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not
What I'm
easy.
saying is, you got to. If you got a white head, you got to pop that shit. It's better to have a little redness, a little blood, a little scab. You can't have the white head. At least
I was
the
on
blood. That stuff means you're healing. Whereas the pus.
Pus.
Is it oil or pus? What is it?
I don't know. I was on the Utopia. Mark, the cruise director, he was having eye pain for a couple of weeks, and
Oh, right.
he went to an ophthalmologist in Nassau, Bahama, and the
His
guy
tear
was putting
ducts.
pressure. He was putting pressure on the tear duct, and it went, and like he goes, I can only describe it like it came. It was like a, and a
Wow, it
bunch of
was
white shit
clogged.
popped out.
Oh my God. And
Yeah, and he jizzed like on it all over his eyeball,
he
and
jizzed on his own
he's been,
face.
yeah, man.
You know how much you have
And
to pay for that?
well, I didn't pay him anything. He just told me about it, but I would pay. It's amazing.
Well, I'm
But
saying it's expensive for a guy to go in and pay to jizz on a prostitute's face,
right,
but to jizz on your own face
yeah, just on your own tear duct,
and then get a
you
bill
know.
for it.
Yeah. So, but it was he had been through a lot of different scenarios with it, and then the guy was like, "Oh, and in the cab on the way back, just put pressure on your, push some." And he goes, "I've done that." And they go, "No, right here, like really, just put some pressure on the duct itself, just push down." And he goes, "It was in the cab," and as he did, it went and just
Again?
a load. No, that was the initial.
Oh,
That's when it happened. And he got back to the ship and he felt better. And over the course of the last week, now he's fine. He's back.
so what
But it
caused it? Was
was
it a
eye jizz.
virus? I
He doesn't
jizz.
know, and eye jizz. And yeah, the doctor said they don't really know why it happened. Could be something just years of being built up, and then finally. But he goes, "There's no real reason why."
So the lesson here, folks, is before you go, he had gone to many different doctors, right? A few different doctors, if that's
No, because he's on the ship. He's doing
all
3 and 4 day on the ship, so he doesn't have time to go anywhere. So they got him the appointment in Nassau with the ophthalmologist. And then he went. That guy wasn't very good, so he went to another one. And this
so
guy
there
was
you
like, "I think
okay.
you need surgery." He goes, "I think you need some surgery.
And then he went to
Schedule
the
that
third.
when you're in Florida." No, this is the same guy. And then he goes, "But on the way back, just put some pressure on that duck." But he was like, "I've done that." And they go, "Well, really, just get in there and just put some
Push.
pressure, just."
I don't know how to do that. How
And
would you do that?
and then there it was, came right out of
So
his eye.
so is it that's it? It's he's better. He doesn't have to, or does he have to do the eye jizz every morning or something?
No, as of now, he's better. So he's just hoping it continues, doesn't come back, and
I think
he's
it's
all good.
premature eye jizz to assume it's not going to come back.
Ah, I like it. You were staying quiet. Your brain was trying to put together premature eye jizz,
I
and
said it's
I
been
like
about
it. It was.
30 seconds since I said the word jizz. So uh,
How long? I got a question that I want to ask you.
cock?
I think
My cock?
no, I've asked you this before. I already know 2.5, 3
Feet.
hard. Oh, well, I didn't put. Oh, that's why I have the inches sign written down. That's my
Oh,
mistake. Um, hey, if you're doing it, and I've asked you, I can never remember anything. If you're doing a joke that's kind of new, think back years ago when you used to do new material. Will you try? Will you keep it? How long are you going to keep this thing in
well,
your
we
act?
asked we asked Rich Schneidner, who was Scheidner, who's on the podcast this past podcast.
Yeah, he was good. Rich Scheidner, man, that was a legend. That's a comedy
Yeah,
legend there.
that's a big comic to have on. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So how long do you keep it in your repertoire
big
when you're
comic
trying?
that nobody under 60 knows, but he was big.
I would say
I'm telling you, kids, with
under
your
50 would know. 55?
mm, mm, mm,
You know what it was? He stepped out of stand up because he became a television writer. He was writing for sitcoms,
right, right.
Roseanne, and he was also writing for comedy specials, Jeff
Yeah, he
Foxworthy. So
got burnt out too.
he didn't want to do the road anymore. I guess
Right.
he told us he got sober. He quit smoking. He quit drinking. He quit doing
Yeah.
drugs. Started writing. He was regimented, and he just stopped doing stand up comedy into most recently, I guess, right?
Yeah, well, that documentary,
I
they
am
were doing a
comic.
documentary. I am comic. Yeah, I don't think he was supposed to be the basis of it because they were filming open mic nights and that, and then Rich happened to be trying to come back. So
Mm.
him being doing open mics, they went more with that as the focus of the documentary.
Ah,
Yeah, but I guess he's good enough with money and stuff. I mean, he does the history of comedy shows. He does. I saw him stand up in Atlantic City last weekend at AC's Got Jokes, which I don't know where that is, but
yeah.
so it's good that he's still doing it. And
Oh, I'm
but
sure
yeah, in the
his
80s,
writing, retirement, whatever he had, pensions and all that. He's good.
right,
So
right,
but he's still doing some stand up.
yeah,
And he does his
yeah, he
one man
was.
show too, right?
Yeah, he's got the one man show, History of Comedy, and yeah, he was. I mean, I to me back in the day, I look back and go, he was just one of those guys. I don't know why. I don't think of him that like I wasn't that big a fan, and it had nothing to do with how good he was. It was just I think because his style, when I look back at that in those days, was all relationship.
Right.
It
You
was
can
all
relate to
men,
it.
women, men,
Yeah.
women, men,
We
women.
were
You
we
know what
were
I mean?
young
Yeah,
guys.
wasn't married. I didn't, but that
Yeah.
was really his niche was the relationship guy.
Living with a woman. Yeah, the relationship guy.
Hmm.
And he was married to Carol Leifer there for a spell.
He actually had a little Tim Allen before Tim Allen. He was kind of that like a man.
Yeah.
He grunt
Yeah,
and
Canyon
you
Man.
work on cars and Canyon Man.
Yeah.
And
He was.
rawr. So you could see a little Tim Allen might have been inspired a
Yes.
little.
Yes, yes. And then again, he
Um,
didn't stay in stand up, so that's why
yeah,
anybody under a certain age will not know who he is, but we
yeah,
do.
we do. Yeah, I mean
Because he was on the Tonight Show so much.
uh, when we were young,
I used to
he
watch
was on
those
late night
shows just
TV
to
all
catch
the
the
time.
comedian. I
Right.
would miss most of the show sometimes just to, oh, who's the comedian? They put the comedian on next to last or in the middle.
Everyone our age who does this has the same story of
Yeah.
looking in the TV guide, seeing when Rickles,
Oh.
usually Friday night, Rickles, they'd save him for a Friday,
Hmm.
and that was fantastic. But we all looked, see who the comics were, but Scheidner was just, you couldn't get away from watching that guy. He must have done 30 Lettermans and who knows. I mean, it was incredible. He was prolific.
Hmm.
But anyway, yes. So the point is, how long do you stay with a joke? Because I have one I'm dumping, and I just want to
Oh, the one that you've been trying, a new joke that you're trying and is not, you can't get it to work.
yes, even though I think there's
So
something there and I
kind of
like it.
like, yeah. Uh, Gee, I don't know. It varies. I've tried stuff. I used to go 3 tries. I want to give it 3 tries. And then I would say, I just don't have a good handle on it. Let me give it another 3 tries.
Right.
So maybe a half a dozen times.
But it's hard, and I know we've discussed this where we are, because cruises are like kind of like good corporate gigs, and like you have to, you know, you don't have to be clean per se, but it's not a comedy club like on land, and you sort of have to, you really got to do well, and it's not open to working out new material, even though you're doing a million shows and you think it would be great for that. So it's hard, man, because you have this bit. You go, I'm like, I think it's funny and it works sometimes, but I've noticed it only works in the perfect position. You know what I mean? With something before it, and if you just do it on its own, it doesn't work.
It's not like walking into a comedy club, even like, on a weeknight. It could be even an open mic. And you got to get out of your head about, oh, I don't do open mics anymore. No, comics that really want to buckle down and work on material, they just go to every spot they can do and hammer out the
I know.
bit. I just haven't
I
had
know.
that fire where
I
I'm
don't
like,
either.
I got to try out this new bit. I started doing it. I think it's, that new thing. I changed a couple of things around and, I kind of don't have that or I haven't had it in a while. I
Right.
miss it a little bit. Um, when I
I
first moved
know.
to LA, I had it because I was trying to break back into the comedy club scene there. So I was like,
Right.
let me, I had the fire to go to the club. And of course, you want to do your tried and true. And then once you get
Yeah.
past, the new booker sees you, then you can start experimenting with the new stuff. But it's, since the pandemic, I haven't had that in years, that fire.
No, I mean, I write stuff, but I'm trying it on the ships because that's really where I'm
But
working.
remember the
And
enthusiasm you had about trying out new material?
yeah, well, I
You get
still have
excited
that.
about it?
I have that on the ship, but I don't have it at home. Like I'm not going to go to a comedy club tonight and do open mic and try it out. So I don't have that. So I try it on the ship. But if it doesn't go,
But if you go 2 or 3 weeks without being on a ship,
yeah,
that's what I don't like. When I get to
mm,
LA, I look at my calendar and I'm like, I'm home for 5 days. Do I feel like going down to the Laugh
no,
Factory?
5 days
I
you don't.
used to have that feeling. I don't. I'm like, I just flew
No.
across the country.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna do 8 minutes,
Right.
either for zero money or for $30. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what we were talking about because I got that offer and I just had it again. I'm doing 3 weeks, leaving Friday for 3 weeks, and then when I get back, this guy offered me a gig the day I get back. So it's 3 weeks, then a drive home
For $200.
Saturday, and it was 350, and it's about 45 minutes away. And I was like, I'm going to pass on that. And like we were talking about, now if it was 500, would I
Yeah.
have done it? I don't know,
What night of the
probably,
week
but
is it?
it was a Saturday night, the night I get back after three
I keep
weeks.
hearing from comedians, veteran comedians, Saturday night, $500 minimum.
Right,
No way. No way. 500
right.
bucks.
Yeah. And this is a theater, and I've done it before, and it's full. So I'm
Oh,
not saying they're making big money, but they're making money. They're charging 25 a head. They got 400 in there.
oh,
So,
500 bucks.
why am I getting 350? And I just
You got to
worked
drive there and
30
back.
39 shows in 3 weeks. I don't want to, I really don't
No,
want to go
I
to
hear
the
you.
show tonight.
And
But
for 350 in California, I would make the drive.
right.
Uh,
But then again, on the other hand, but then if I do that gig, I can do these jokes that I
right.
want to try and not really care because I mean I care, but I mean I don't
I
care.
did a gig a couple of weeks ago. It was because we talk about money now. It was a $200 gig. It was 35 minutes away to get there, and it was about 27 minutes to get back because of the traffic thing.
Hmm.
That's not bad. And I did it because I just needed to be in that. It's a gig that I had done before. It's a captive
Right,
audience. They
right.
laugh at everything. They laugh at all your jokes that I did from your
Oh,
act.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Did they laugh at the one I've been talking about that doesn't work with the
Yeah, I
bathing suit?
tried. I closed with that, and then when it went right in the toilet, I said, "I'm Al Romas. Have a great night."
Damn it! Yeah, it just can't get it. But isn't it? I mean, if you think about people, here's the this joke. I've discussed it already, but maybe you got something. It just to me, it's weird that like at the pool on the ship, you can see women and men who are
Hmm.
basically naked. They're they're,
Hmm.
they're naked. You can see everything you
Hmm.
want because there's a pool there. That's it.
Hmm.
If you saw that person in their room with the door open and you looked in, they'd
As you're
scream and call
walking
the police.
by, yeah,
They'd
screaming.
scream for security.
Hmm.
But as long as it's a pool,
Right.
everything's fine. And that joke has worked. It's done very well. It's done okay, and it's bombed. And there's
Well,
no rhyme or reason to it.
can
It just
uh,
where the placement of it.
right. I think it needs two other layers.
With the layers.
It needs that. You mean that's the setup because there's a pool there. That's like da 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 dot and da 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 dot or da 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 dee da da. Kind of like you're repeating the comparison. So can you come up with two other scenarios where like
Oh,
you know you
huh.
uh
Well,
uh
it just kind of starts.
if you walk into a sporting goods stores and you buy bullets, you can carry them out to your car and go home with them. But if you walk into a preschool to pick up your kids and you have bullets on you and it falls out of your pocket, you get
Right,
arrested. Uh,
right,
but make it funny is what I'm trying. I'm just giving
right.
you like
I see.
really broad.
No, I get it. Yeah,
Or then here number three is the funny one.
right.
Or you get a prostitute, and I don't
I don't know.
know.
What the fuck?
Back.
Hmm.
It's
COVID. Um,
COVID.
yeah, it's just weird
You need
because
two more examples.
I
Make it
started
more
with
absurd.
people at the pool are very comfortable with their bodies, and people go, yeah, and then I go, why is that? Like, why? And then I caught a set, but I noticed if I have two jokes before it that really work, then they're like, we're on board, we love you, we're gonna go with this. But if the joke before it is only okay, or if I open with that, it gets nothing. They literally
Is it
like,
weird?
we don't get it. So weird though. It's a very strange thing. I've had it, bless you. I've had it kill, and then I've had it where it's like we fucking hate you. You know, that's the worst joke we ever heard. There's no middle ground with it. Is my point.
I think you should work
So,
on two more examples rather than relying on the one joke. Get two more
works
examples that are the similar formula. You try saying that 10
similar,
times fast.
similar.
Similar formula.
All right, all right. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Have you watched The Rehearsal on HBO? Have you seen any of
We
that?
can't do this unless you're wearing a condom. Well, isn't it like same thing? If I
Yeah.
pull out my dick, I get
Okay.
arrested for
Good.
indecent exposure. But yet,
Right.
someone walking their dog with their testicles and lipstick penis trying to hump my leg,
Right.
just being a dog.
Yeah. I don't think it's the
I
same thing.
no, what I'm saying is, I don't know. I'm trying
Right.
to make the
Yeah.
absurd. I'm trying to make an absurd observation.
Right. Yeah. It might just be a bad joke. Might not be a winner. Might not be a, you know what I mean? But it's funny how my brain will throw it out, even though I know I'm like, I'm not doing that joke anymore. If the crowd's good, all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, people are comfortable with their bodies, aren't they? And I'm like, in my head, I'm going, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this
Well,
joke?
why wouldn't you do it on a cruise
Because
ship?
I
Because
have to
it's up
throw it
there.
out there. I know, but you know how it on these comedy clubs, you know, you gotta fucking you know, I don't like doing a bit that appears new because it shows, you know, you do a new bit.
So
It's like,
the same,
what's he
I
doing?
go up and see this woman, and she's wearing a thong bikini, and I can see everything. She's,
Hmm.
it's a thin. I don't know how graphic you want to get. She's like, I can see her. I can see her nipples. I can.
Hey, hang on.
What I'm saying
What are we
is,
doing here?
you're saying
Yeah,
how much
we're
you can see
clean.
her, and then the same woman, I walk
Yeah,
by her cabin, and
right,
her husband walks in and opens the door, and she's like, "Close the door," because she's wearing a bra.
right. Yeah, that's
That's the analogy.
the joke. That's the gist of the joke. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
So
I
then
just
she
need some
starts
funny
losing
stuff.
her mind, and she
Oh,
starts yelling at me,
right.
"Get out of here! Get out of here!" And I'm like, I just got to take a quick
I just
dump.
saw, I just
And
saw your taint up at the pool. What the fuck?
he said taint.
Because there was a pool there.
Yeah,
I get to see your taint, but
I know.
because you're in your cabin, I
I can't
can't.
believe we're trying to work on this on air, and I'm not. I'm doing you a disservice. I'm not really.
I know. I know. Well, you're
Uh,
6 hours ahead. You're in Europe. You're hanging out with
I just bought
so
some
who knows what you're
grocery
hanging out
store
with today.
coffee.
Got some Friel coffee. Do you travel with a kettle? Do you make boil your own water?
I got all kinds of apparatus. I didn't take it on this particular trip, but if I
Will
go
they
out for two
allow
or
it?
3 weeks, they don't
My
allow the kettle.
my
I do.
girlfriend bought me a travel kettle that folds up.
Yeah, it's silicone.
Right. Can I bring it on the ship or not?
You can bring it, and if they see it, does the plug separate?
Yes.
Don't put them together. And if
Right.
they see it, they'll say, you can't have this in your cabin. Pick it up at the end of the cruise.
Okay. Because I have the
Um,
cord separate and it's in a little round case that
I have the
looks
same
like
thing.
it could be a pair of headphones or something.
Right. So say headphones or hard drive.
Right.
I've
Hard on.
taken mine many times, and only recently the guy said, "Hey, do you have a plug?
Hey
What do you
now.
call it?
Butt plug.
A butt plug? Do you have a butt plug in there, sir?" And I said, "Well, no, it's inserted."
Hey
Um,
now.
no, he asked me if I had a power strip.
I know.
A round one. You know the
Sir, I'm
round
going to
ones
need
they
you to
have?
power strip for us. I want to see that butt plug. Power
All
strip,
right, we
boy.
got to wrap this up.
Boy, I need you to power strip right now and show me that butt plug. Hey, now. That'd be
Wow,
a
you went
fun,
deliverance on that. That was good.
a
That
little,
was good. You went a little deliverance on that.
yeah. Did you know that guy couldn't read and was a real mountain man?
Yep.
A guy
Yep.
cowboy?
Yep.
Yeah. Saw a bunch of Burt Reynolds interviews on TikTok or whatever, and he knew him somehow. He doesn't. I love how Burt doesn't tell you how he knew him. He goes, "Oh, I knew this guy cowboy, can't read, can't write." I'm like, well, why does Burt Reynolds know cowboy? That seems strange.
What's the correlation there?
I don't know. Man who can't speak and doesn't have teeth, but Burt, you know him. Burt Reynolds, the biggest actor in the world. His buddy.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
I'm
Double,
just
double.
saying.
All right.
Saying. Could be.
God rest his soul.
Well, this took 2.5 days to complete this pod. I hope people appreciate the effort. And
Yeah, we made some
looks
effort here.
different.
We apologize. We
I'm
had
on the
much more
laptop.
energy. 6 hours ahead has wrecked me, man.
That's not easy.
It was like a 16-hour trek to get to Belfast, Ireland, and sail to Amsterdam.
Hmm.
And
For the
I
same
went to
money.
Scotland. I went to
For
Scotland.
the same money as if you went to Long Beach.
Well, my wife was supposed to be with me.
Oh, there was.
And you know the rest of the story.
I see. Okay, she chose money over being with her husband. All right, whatever. That's fine.
Arrivederci.
Peace.
So long now. Have a good trip.
Iceberg, dead ahead. Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
A feeding frenzy quickly develops.
This is the Two Owls, One Pod podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
All right.
Okay, show. Show.
All right. This was a horrible mistake. Hurry.
Patreon.com/2owls1pod.
Patreon.com/forward the two dicks.